Alright guys, what's up? I'm gonna do one more recap for you guys, and this will go over crypto. So I didn't do a recap on it, but I did show an example here of a forex pair with a very clean setup. And I just want to show you guys that this approach is applicable to any market. Um, so you can actually trade anything and apply this. So the goal is just look for clean sequences. That's it, right? And I've already laid it out for you. It's literally this. And it's always going to form like this. It's really easy. And then you just apply filters, right? So if you just apply GXT, we're going to go over it now, right? But here is just an order pairing ranges, right? You have the range high, which is the previous week high, as you guys can see. So when you have SMT with like the previous day, previous week high, that is sequential SMT. It's not something you have to know, but it is something that is a little valuable, right? We also can use SMT between the 6-hour or the 90-minute candles, just the previous ones, right? That is sequential SMT as well. But we essentially have an established or a relevant level, right, that we're hitting within this day, right? So this day we can actually trade as a reversal candle. Why? Because it hits a key level and we have SMT and we have a small wick. So we can expect this day to actually expand, right? So this is just order pairing ranges, right? You trade to one side of the range, you have SMT, the profile supports it. Let's look at that profile. What does the day do? Opens high first. That's how we want a bearish day to form. We want to open high first, hit a key level, form two-stage SMT. Now we have an established high of day, no established low of day, right? Because the day didn't open low into anything, right? And this is how we want bearish candles to form. So there's two reasons why we want the day to open high first, right? For one, that's just how the day forms, right? We want to open high first, form its high early in the day, so you have a lot of time to expand, aka small wick, right? But also there's no established low of day, but there's established high of day. So you get that? Well, obviously we're not just going to TP at the current low of day, right? Look what we have over here, right? We take out one side of the range, manipulate one side of the range, and the other side of the range is low resistance. This is like honestly one of the best things you can have is order pairing ranges where you manipulate one side of the range, right? And the other side of the range is just straight up consolidation or just low resistance. Like this is such a good thing to have, especially in the form of universal sequence, bro. It's a really clean. So when we engage with this level, right, the first thing you're gonna look at is you have SM2 at that key level. So we do. Right? If I show you Ethereum, yes, we do not take it out. And this other asset over here, yes, we do not take it out. All right, cool. So that is all good, right? So you have SMT with the key level. Do you have two-stage SMT with the key level? We drop down to the hourly time frame. The high of the day over here is 2100 and it's bearish. The high of the day over here is 2100 and it's bullish. You can see that? So you do have a strength switch as well, which is the highest form of a reversal. Now the next thing you're going to ask yourself is, does the daily profile support this reversal? Yes, the day opens high first. Then you're going to ask yourself, does the current 4-hour candle that price is trading within currently support price lower? The answer is no, right? The wick size is too large. So ideally, you just wait for the next candle to open. That's the most ideal thing to do. Just wait for the next candle to close, or this candle to close, and just trade C3 continuation. And that's GXT, right? That would be essentially an aligned swing where a 4-hour swing forms the high of day or low of day. So if you just wait for the next candle to open, right, so this is the closure here. You're not getting you're not getting a closure, but it's important to look within this wick, right? If you actually look within this wick here, you're gonna see that there's a strength switch. So, and it happens like this. If I go over here to this correlated asset, it happens like this. If I just show you real quick. So you're basically opening up within an aligned swing. Sorry, we need to put, yeah, this. So you guys see over here, you're opening up within an aligned swing. If I go to Ethereum, actually, this is a PSP. So, you know, as long as you just have a decent reversal signature up in here, you're good to go, right? So within that wick, you actually have a two-stage SMT. within its drop lower time frame, right? If I go to like over here, and maybe you want to confirm that. I don't know if you get, I don't think you get much confirmation. So this is one of those trades where you have to like either execute at the candles open like this. Basically, where's the new open? It's like right here. To be fair, I'd probably put a entry like that, like on one of these gaps or something. If I was going to take this. But here, you don't really want to do that because we have this gap here. And you don't get any confirmation to this. So this is like one of those trades at the reversals where it's not looking too clean. This is a two-stage SMT, so like right here technically is also a strength switch. So I'm gonna show you. So here, right here, you have an SMT right here. And this candle that's confirming this SMT is actually bullish. And over here it's bearish, as you can see. This is the SMT. It's kind of weird, but you see that bearish candle. But this happens within that 4-hour reversal candle, so you don't really want to trade it ideally. But yeah, you do expand lower, create a gap. So this is the universal sequence, right? Price is clearly expanding away from that two-stage. So up in here is really where you want to get in. It's within these gaps, right? I'll go to the 30-minute. You can see that you have this. So you have no SMT fill. It's important to look at all assets. So all assets are in a 15-minute gap right now, but there's no SMT fill. You guys can see there's no SMT fill here, technically. But if you actually zoom out, wait, yeah, hold on, 0. Oh, there is. Okay, there is actually SMT fill. Looks like this. It's with like this. So my bad, there actually is. So if you go over here, but even if you go to 30-minute, like there's a two-stage PSP, right? It's not a key level, right? But on the lower time frame in a 15-minute gap. So you're in a key level on the 15-minute, and on a 30-minute you have a continuation PSP basically. That's what I was trying to show you guys. But we actually have the 15-minute gap fill anyways, which I didn't even see. So it doesn't even matter. But yeah, this is the universal sequence I was just going to show you guys. So it's not really much of an entry that you can take within this C3 at the beginning of it, but just wait, right? What does the high get formed from, right? The high of that C3 is from a 15-minute gap, right? Just wait. So you don't get that intracandle CSD or whatnot. Just wait, right? So here, we drop down slower time frame. But whatever you take it on, this is the weakest asset here. So you probably want to take this right here. Something like that, right? It's probably what you want to take this on. And as you can see, this asset's trading to the gap. You're trading a C2. So that's probably what you want to take it on, right? And what can we target? Literally, I'm not even joking. It looks fucking insane, but I'm not joking. Like, you can literally target all the way down here. The very least is the current low of day, at the very least, which opens up at 2000. Opens right here. Yep, right there. That's the very least you should be targeting, right? Which is obviously very good RR. That's literally 8R, guys, you know? So this is what I mean by, like, you guys shouldn't be tripping about losses because, like, you can catch stuff like this. This is the most, like, relevant low right here, probably, in price. And the most relevant level is, like, right here, right? That's just a swing low in the hourly time frame, which is what you'd probably want to be targeting, not just the current low of day. And that's 11R there. But, you know, there's that opportunity. Whatever you take it on, doesn't really matter. They all hit. That's the universal sequence. But, and then, you know, as time goes on, this is a very large range, right? So you're going to have 4-hour expansion candles. This is where you get new phases of price on the 4-hour, right? So this is a very large expansion candle on the 4-hour. So what do you think the next 4-hour candle is going to do? Probably consolidate, right? And as you can see, here's a bullish candle. You see bullish candle inside barring, right? And this asset actually creates an SMT with one of these failure swings, right? But what do we probably think this SMT is used for? Probably just a retracements, right? Because what is it creating still? Failure swings, right? This is not a relevant level. Also, the daily candle is now supporting bearishness. All assets reversed from this original SMT. So you see how we can roll out SMT.